Man, did you see that list of meds Coben wants?
Fuck!
Splinter Cell Conviction, released in 2010, marked a dramatic departure for the stealth franchise, polarizing fans while simultaneously drawing in a new audience. Gone were the methodical, shadow-drenched halls of Third Echelon's headquarters. In their place, a raw, brutal, and intensely personal revenge story unfolded, forging a new identity for Sam Fisher and redefining the core tenets of the series. The game kicks off with a broken Sam Fisher, haunted by the apparent death of his daughter, Sarah. No longer a government operative, he's a rogue agent, driven by a primal need for answers and retribution. This shift in motivation is immediately apparent in the gameplay. While stealth still formed the foundation, Conviction encouraged a more aggressive approach. The traditional Splinter Cell mechanics were streamlined and augmented. The iconic sticky cam and complex gadgetry were largely replaced with a more intuitive mark and execute system. This allowed players to tag multiple enemies and dispatch them in a single cinematic burst of gunfire, creating a satisfying sense of power and control. Cover took center stage, becoming an essential tool for both evasion and offense. The last known position feature, which projected a ghostly silhouette of Sam onto the environment, allowed players to manipulate enemy patrol routes and plan their attacks more strategically. But the real departure lay in the game's interrogation sequences. These brutal, visceral moments saw Sam extracting information from his targets, using the environment itself, slamming them against sinks, shoving their faces into toilets, and utilizing any nearby object to leverage the truth. These moments, though controversial, underscore the depth of Sam's grief and his willingness to cross lines he once wouldn't have considered. Conviction's changes were met with mixed reactions. Purists lamented the loss of meticulous planning and the over-reliance on action. They argued that the game has sacrificed the core principles of Splinter Cell in favor of a more mainstream action-oriented experience. However, others praised the game's refreshing take on the formula. They lauded the compelling story, the intuitive gameplay mechanics, and the grittier, more relatable depiction of Sam Fisher. The narrative felt personal and emotionally charged, making players truly invested in his quest for vengeance. The mark and execute system, while simplifying combat, offered a uniquely satisfying and strategic approach to taking down enemies. Despite the differing opinions, Splinter Cell Conviction undeniably left its mark on the franchise and the stealth genre as a whole. Its emphasis on a compelling narrative and intuitive gameplay helped broaden the series' appeal. The mark and execute system, while not universally loved, influenced subsequent stealth games, showcasing the potential for a more dynamic and accessible approach to the genre. While the future of the Splinter Cell franchise remains uncertain, Conviction stands as a bold and unforgettable entry. It reimagines Sam Fisher as a vulnerable, driven, and ultimately more human character, paving the way for future iterations to explore the complexities of moral and the blurred lines between justice and revenge. Whether you loved it or hated it, Splinter Cell Conviction offered a compelling and memorable experience that continues to spark debate and discussion among fans to this day. It's a reminder that even the most established franchises can benefit from taking risks and pushing the boundaries of what's expected. The question is, will we ever see a return to either the classic stealth of earlier games or the brutal personalized action of Conviction? Only time will tell.